Hi and welcome to This Natural Life. Today we're joined by Nutritionist and Naturopath Johnston from Core Wellbeing. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you.
And today we're going to be talking about the importance of gut health in our overall health. So Kate, can you just give us a bit of a definition as to what the gut includes?
Yeah, sure. So the best way I can describe it, if you imagine a really long, complex, elongated donut, and the gut is the bit that goes through the middle.
Okay.
So it's technically not inside the body, and anything that's still contained in the gut, so that's mouth, esophagus, stomach, and intestines, is technically not yet inside of the body. And it's, the role of the gut, I suppose, then is to allow things to get in, but also things to get back out.
Sure. Okay. And when we talk about the importance of the gut health and the impact that it has on other body systems, how important is the gut for all those functions?
Yeah, super important. So it was always drilled into me at college that with any condition that you see, it always comes back to the gut. And it was often really hard when you're learning about these very complex conditions that, seem to be focused in another system of the body to see how that related back to gut health. It's definitely multifaceted, but we can break it down, I suppose, into looking at immune function. So we now know that the majority of our immune system is actually based within the gut. So that's a combination of beneficial flora, so your good bacteria in there, as well as the integrity of the mucous membranes, which is going to affect, as I said, what can get in and what gets back out again, and also then has a role in inflammation.
Sure.
We can then look sort of more specifically at how it can impact, say, for example, your mood, your skin, respiratory system, endocrine system. It really does come back and, it's kind of the basis for all systems of the body.
Yeah, and I guess that's an interesting point, because a lot of people, certainly with, say, skin conditions or mood disorders, they wouldn't ever think that it would be a gut-related issue.
Yeah.
I mean, tell us about some of those issues and how commonplace they actually can be.
Yeah, so if we think about skin, for example, and it seems like the most far-removed thing from the gut, you wouldn't really go there as a first place. But its role is actually so vital. So firstly, from the point of view of detoxification, so if your gut is impaired and you're not eliminating properly through the bowel, then your body's going to try to eliminate those toxins somewhere else.
Right.
The skin is our largest organ of elimination, so if it's not moving out through the bowel, then it may start to come out through the skin, and that can, manifest as things like acne. It can be other rashes, so say eczema or psoriasis. And it really is the body's way of saying, okay, well, I don't want these toxins to still be inside. It's not moving out one way. Let's try the second choice. I guess the other thing that is a big factor in skin conditions is the inflammation that can stem from poor digestive health.
Right.
So whether that's eating too many inflammatory foods, eating foods that you may have a sensitivity to, or just the whole balance being out of whack. So if you have dysbiotic organisms, meaning say not enough of your good flora and overgrowth of bad bugs, then that too can manifest through the skin as irritation.
Yeah, right. And I guess the same goes for mood as well, in terms of the impact that it can have on your mood.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's so multifaceted. But interestingly, the gut or the digestive system is the only other system in the body that actually has its own nervous system.
Right.
So when people say, like, go with your gut feeling, there's actually, quite a truth to that. We're learning more and more about this amazing connection between the brain and the gut, and sort of looking at the gut as almost a second brain in the body. But on top of that, it can be related to how well you're assimilating and digesting your nutrients. So if your gut integrity is really impaired, then you may not be getting enough nutrition from your food. I guess the result of that is that you're not giving yourself the building blocks to neurotransmitters, so they're the chemicals that are going to help with mood elevation and that proper kind of brain function. It's really interesting, and it's definitely an emerging area that there's a lot of research going into.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are some of the takeaways? I mean, what are some of the quick and easy points that people can actually do to improve their gut health just on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, probably the best thing that you can do for yourself, which doesn't cost any money.
Yeah.
It's so simple to implement, but is to really connect with that process of eating.
Right.
So not just grabbing fast food on the run, actually taking the time to prepare food. You know, the process of digestion is really starting in the brain before you've actually ingested the food. Sitting down to eat your meal, chewing properly, you know, allowing that digestive process to actually, you know, be focused there rather than focusing on your computer or focusing on something at work that's stressing you out. So bringing that energy back to digestion and allowing it to happen appropriately. The other thing that's really easy to do is include more probiotic foods, so things like kefir, fermented vegetables, so your sauerkraut, kimchi, even miso is a really good probiotic food.
Okay.
Yeah, just building up that beneficial flora, making you more resilient to other bad organisms.
Fantastic, great. And look, guys, if there is any of those symptoms that we mentioned today, it's always worth just seeking out your natural health practitioner and having a chat to them. Thanks, Kate, for joining us, and we'll be back with something else soon.